My name is Stephanie Weniger, and I'm the founder of Pine Peak Productions, and this is The Power of a Podcast. Hey there, adventurers, and welcome back to The Power of a Podcast. We are starting a new series, and it's called Why a Podcast? And we're going to explore how launching a podcast can elevate your brand, expand your influence, and unlock new territories for your business. Today, we're going to be gearing up to tackle one of the most powerful reasons to start your own podcast, building trust and authority. This is a foundation that positions you as a thought leader, a true guide that others will look to you in your industry. So, grab your gear because we're setting out to discover how a podcast helps you stand out from the crowd and carve a lasting reputation on your industry's map. All right, before we set off on this journey, let's take a look at the trail ahead. Trust and authority are the compass points that guide a successful business to lasting growth. Without them, you're just another hiker in a crowded forest, trying to make your voice heard above the noise. But with them, you're the guide people seek out, the expert they trust to lead them to new heights. Imagine this. Your clients are facing a dense, overwhelming landscape of options and voices. Your business might have exactly what they need, but without trust and authority, they might never even realize it. That's why it's so important to stand out as their guide, to give them reasons to follow your lead. And there's no better way to build that kind of connection than through a podcast. So let's dive in. Our first checkpoint on this adventure is trust. Trust is what binds your audience to you, what turns passive listeners into dedicated followers. Now, podcasting is uniquely equipped for this. It's not a distant billboard or an ad flashing by. It's an intimate, steady voice that your listeners welcome into their daily lives. Whether they're on a long drive, hiking up a trail, or just unwinding after a hard day, they're tuning into you, and that's powerful. Here's why this connection matters. It's real. When you share your stories, your insights, or your own experiences, your audience can feel the authenticity behind your voice. Over time, they come to rely on you, not just for information, but for a real human perspective. And that's what builds trust. It's like you're alongside them on their journey, guiding them through their own challenges step by step. But let's take it a bit deeper. Trust doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from consistent steps. Each episode you release is like another mile logged together, another moment of shared experience. By showing up week after week, you become a familiar, trusted voice. So by the time they're ready to make a decision about who to work with, who to follow, who to invest in, you're the one that feels like a natural choice. Now that we've covered trust, let's reach our next summit, authority. Authority is what takes that trust and amplifies it. It's the difference between just being a trusted voice and being a respected guide, the one others look to when they need reliable answers. So how does a podcast help establish authority? It all starts with the value you're giving. When you create an episode that tackles real problems, offers unique insights, or teaches something that no one else is talking about, you're building your reputation as a true expert. Each episode becomes a landmark on your journey, something your audience can return to for guidance time and time again. But here's another huge advantage: guest interviews. When you invite respected guests onto your podcast, you're expanding the horizon. You're not just bringing value from your own experiences, you're connecting your audience with other voices, other experts who can add to their understanding. And by association, your audience sees you as someone who has the ear of other respected leaders, someone deeply embedded in the terrain of your industry. It's like you're creating a map for your audience with yourself as a key navigator. When they hear you connect with other influencers, sharing expert insights and delivering useful information, they don't just see you as an option, they see you as the guide to take them forward. So what do you actually gain by establishing yourself as a thought leader? Why is this journey worth your time? Let's break down some of the benefits of becoming a trusted, respected authority in your industry. Number 1, increased brand loyalty. When you're the guide your audience trusts, they don't just see you as a podcast host. They see you as a companion on their journey. They're more likely to buy from you, recommend you, and share your content with others. Think of it like creating a loyal base camp for your brand. People who are in it with you for the long haul. Number 2, greater opportunity for collaborations. As your authority grows, you'll start attracting the attention of other leaders. They'll see you as someone with influence, someone they'd like to collaborate with or even learn from. This opens doors for partnerships, joint ventures, and speaking gigs that elevate your reach even further. Number 3, high quality leads. When people recognize you as a thought leader, they're more than just curious. They're already invested. This means that by the time they reach out to work with you, they're warm leads, already excited about what you have to offer. Your podcast becomes the path that leads your ideal clients right to you. Now, how do you make sure your podcast reaches these peaks of trust and authority? I'm going to lay out just a few essential tips to keep you on track. Number 1, be consistent. Just like with any journey, consistency is what keeps you moving forward. Set a schedule and stick to it. Consistency is key. I have said it before, I'll say it 100 times more. When you show up on time, every time, your audience knows they can rely on you, and that reliability is gold for building trust. Number 2, share real stories. People are looking for authenticity. Don't be afraid to share challenges, past experiences, and real stories that shape your perspective. These moments make you relatable and show your audience that you're not just a talking head. You're a real person who's been on this path too. Number 3, bring on high value guests. Look for guests who can offer their own valuable insight. When you bring on respected voices, you're boosting your own credibility by association. Plus, these guests often bring their own audience with them, expanding your reach and drawing new listeners to your podcast. Number 4, providing true value every single episode. Each episode is an opportunity to help your listeners navigate their own challenges, to add real value to their lives. Think about their needs, their questions, and their obstacles, and create episodes that address those. When they find answers, they'll keep coming back to you as their trusted guide. As we wrap up today, think about this. Building trust and authority isn't just a nice to have. It's the trail that leads your business to new and exciting heights. And a podcast? It's the vehicle that helps you get there, allowing you to reach your audience in a way that's real, consistent, and impactful. Are you ready to take that first step? Are you ready to launch a podcast that builds your legacy as a thought leader and trusted voice? Then we would love to help you at Pine Peak Productions. Our team is here to guide you through every part of the process, from planning and production to guest outreach and promotion. So, if you're ready to bring your voice to the world and become the guide your audience needs, head over to pinepeakproductions.com and let's get started on this adventure together. Thanks for listening, and here's to building a brand that lasts. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this episode valuable, be sure to subscribe and share it with someone who's been thinking about launching their own podcast. I'd love to hear your thoughts and questions, so please follow me on social media and drop me a message. It's Pine Peak Productions, absolutely everywhere. You can also email me at info@pinepeakproductions.com. Until next time, keep exploring new ways to grow your brand, and happy podcasting.